And we are live. If you are watching this back, not watching it live, you can skip forward just a few minutes. It's going to be setting up, making sure everything is looking good. Wait for a few people to join the stream, so don't click away from the video. Go ahead and skip forward until we actually start playing. But until then, I'm going to work on getting some stuff set up, make sure that the stream is going well, and all the fun stuff. It looks like we have our first viewer. Welcome to the stream. This is Timberborn update 1.0. Ooh, and you can immediately see they have something very new right here, an ancient aquifer drill. Needs power to operate, connected to a power generator. Okay, I might have messed up the limits of the streaming just for a second, but it is now back. Looks like we have another person who's joined the stream. Okay, we are going to get started. Oh, let's make a quick change. Let's get some music going. I like the Timberborn music. 45. No, we'll go 40%. If this is too loud, just let me know. But welcome everyone. This is episode 1 of the Timberborn 1.0 live stream. And so there's quite a few updates that they made, or quite a few changes they made in this most recent update. Right off the bat, let's get this selected, bump that up to 4, and we need to cut down some trees. So we'll connect everything in to the district center, start getting some lumberjacks placed down. And then we'll also get a gatherer flag, get some berries collected. Then we need to mark these trees to be chopped down. And can we get anywhere else? We don't have a whole lot of trees, it looks like. Stairs are still the normal amount. The only wood access is really this right here. Geothermal field. So there's a constant free power that can be harnessed with the right contraption. I imagine it is right here. Geothermal engine. So this is a large turbine that harnesses a geothermal field to generate power. Must be built on the ground. Okay, that's pretty cool. But in terms of wood, we really only have what we have right here. So that's not great. So we're going to just have to mark all these trees to be chopped down, but we're going to unmark a few of them. So let's start with some that are not too close to other baby trees. I guess we want mature trees so that they can produce more trees. We'll do one on the edge here, one over here. I think we'll do 4 in total. We'll do 5. So these trees can produce more trees, but we don't really want to have to rely on that. We do have a few lumberjacks. We can make this lower priority for now. We started with 8 adult beavers. So that should be good for now. We can probably add another lumberjack flag, because really we just need as much wood as we can get. We have our first deep water pump that was just constructed. They're going to be collecting water. Let me know, have any of you guys played the new update yet? This is the new map, Oasis. And this is one of the unconventional maps. So we have our water spawner, water seep with limited pressure. So I don't think that this water source can actually go above 0.8 tiles. That's like the max depth that this can go. But apparently there's a lot of other water resources around, but it's all through the aquifers. And there's one above us right here. So an ancient aquifer drill. We need to get power connected to it, and then we can get more water, I guess. So I have not had a chance to play this update yet, so this is going to be exciting. And we can bump the beaver working hours up to 18 for now. Just keep them doing some work while they're basically doing nothing else. We can speed it up a little bit during the nighttime. And I guess just wait for morning to hit. What are we going to focus on first? We'll probably need to get, we need to get some planks constructed, because otherwise we won't be able to build any stairs up. This map does not seem super easy. You don't have a whole lot of wood access. There's some wood up here that we can utilize, and then more wood up here. But as far as I can tell, the only immediate wood access is right here. Because there's not stairs. Yeah. So we gotta stick with this. In terms of power for the iron teeth, unfortunately, large power wheel is really our only option. And we can't even use a water wheel at this point. So I guess we'll just stick with that. We don't really need wood storage. What we can do is get a farmhouse. So let's place one down. We'll probably stick with wood on this side of the map, so we'll have some farming over here. I guess we can have this right smack dab next to the district center, and then we'll just start out with some kohlrabi. And we'll just go all the way back. And one thing that we will be able to do for food, which will be fantastic, is utilize the forester and then plant some, which of the trees? It's the mangroves. We'll plant those under here. They can produce wood and food, so that's going to be nice. Very helpful. Good morning, sand artist. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to episode 1 of Timberborn Update 1.0. So we have 3 vacant jobs. They are all in here. We can reduce this to 2 and have this set to normal. And then we'll start changing some of these lumberjack flags to be lower priority. Then we have a lot of kohlrabi that they're going to plant. We can probably just go as far as these guys can reach. There's no point in not going that far. Worst case scenario, we just remove the kohlrabi down the road. Which race of beaver is this? This is the iron teeth. Iron teeth have much more mechanical capabilities, but they lack some of the intuitiveness with nature. Glad you're here, sand artist. You as well, JL James. This is going to be a fun stream. This is a new map, which with lots of new different things in Timberborn. They have these geothermal fields, which give us some power, which is just nuts. Underground depth is infinite. And then we also have an aquifer up here. This will give us some water once we can get power connected to it. We have a relic, and that's going to give us science once we can reach it. And then apparently bad water source is dormant. Okay, how do you make it undormant? I guess you just have to place bad water dome over it. Bad water discharge for the iron teeth. You can build an aquifer drill. But this is our only water source. I hope this does not turn to bad water during a bad tide. That would be something else, but I guess we'll find out. We have an aquifer over here. Apparently there's some of the... oh, what are they called? They're like basically time bombs. Unstable cores. It says they have a few of them around here, which I'm not seeing any quite yet. All the bad water sources are dormant. That is interesting. Another ancient aquifer drill. Ooh, we have some more aquifers. Just going around. Ooh, here it is. Oh, nope, that's another relic. I assumed it would be an unstable core. Maybe it's not on this map that there's an unstable core. It could be the other one. I think it's called pressure. But it's going to be a unique challenge. This guy is now sitting around, so we can pause the farmhouse. And these guys are maxed out on wood. Let's start doing this. We'll get a lumber mill set up over here. Oh, we should just set it up right next to this, so that way we can use the power when we get it. And then for now we'll need to set up a large power wheel. We'll have it go all the way over here. And then in the meantime we can have... oh, we need to get some science. Let's get a few inventors' huts. We'll place them right along the back. We'll probably want to have Okay, I should probably think about what we're going to do in terms of where's everything going. The green space is going to be very important to keep. So we'll have these inventor sets over here for now. And unfortunately it is a little bit of a walk to get over here. But it's not the end of the world. We can try and start connecting the paths in over this direction, but we have a lot of trees to navigate through. And a lot of baby trees as well. Oh my gosh, we just can't even get through. That's okay. Give it time. And we should have some food growing up in the next day or so. 2 unemployed beavers. Bump that up. This should be working soon. Then they can work on this. We have lots of wood, fortunately, but that is going to be temporary. They can't reach everything. So I'll need to move at least one of these. And this guy can reach a good amount. We'll probably need to put some over here. And we'll get another lumberjack flag. Have that one constructed over here. We'll bump these up on the priority list. And then we can, yeah, have some of these lowered. And we have the lumber mill constructed. We don't really need 2 beavers in there because we also need to wait on getting this power shaft or the large power wheel constructed. And then we can probably bump one of these up and then lower another one of these. So it would be nice to get some science going because we need to get enough to unlock the forester. And then we have 15 water. Should probably make some storage for that. We can get a couple placed down right here. Have any of you guys played the new update yet? Played any of these new maps? Or any of the old maps? But with these, I don't know what do you call them, new items in Timberborn? Geothermal field and the aquifers I think are probably some of the bigger ones. Because it just changes power and then also water. The relics are cool, but it just, you know, gives you some science. So, nothing too crazy. Looks like we have a few more people who are joining the stream. Hello everyone and welcome. Welcome to Timberborn 1.0. As you can see, the water looks very cool now. Some good visual updates that they made. We can unpause this, we'll reduce it to 1. Get some food collected. We don't have breeding pods. That is essential. Let's get some of those constructed. We'll go along the back side and then make sure we have some breeding pods placed down. We are going to place 5 down. We want to get our beaver population up very quickly. This is definitely highest priority. We need to do this immediately. Then we can also bump at least 1 water storage up. This guy is sitting around. We can pause him. This guy is also sitting around. We can pause him. We have 60 berries with more to collect. Let's make sure this is a higher priority job. Sanders, you have not had a chance to play yet. Ooh, one of your family members had knee surgery. Hopefully recovery goes smoothly. Broken teeth is a medium chance in in the lumberjack flag. So at some point we'll need to get a tooth grindstone. Okay, hopefully at the end of the day they'll feed these. There we go. Get some baby beavers starting. Found wood and water, a new beginning. We can pause this for now because we are not done constructing this. We have 6 science. We just need to get 30, then we can get the forester. So we're not going to have a wood shortage. But we can leave those 5 for now, so that way they can produce some trees. Once we unlock this, we'll have it placed down probably over here. That'll give a good reach in both these directions. Glad to hear they're recovering well, Sand Artist. We only have 1 beaver in here. We're going to bump that up to 2. Get some more food because we don't really have a whole lot. And we need all the berries to be going towards these breeding pods. You're doing okay on water, but now we should be able to start filling some of this up. We're getting some science. 1 vacant job, and that's probably one of these lumberjack flags. We don't really want... Wait, can he not reach anything? Aha. So we can just get rid of this entirely. Do the same for this one. Lower this one and unpause it. And then probably construct 1 more for now. This can also be lower priority in terms of the workplace, but we can have this bumped up for now. James, you have not played in a few months. Well, if you're going to start playing again, this is the time to do it. There's a lot of new stuff in this update, which it all looks really cool. I feel like one of the better quality of life changes is the spiral staircases. That's going to be pretty cool for making stairs that go up vertically with a small footprint. So that's going to be nice. Also, when you build a warehouse, or I think any building, like when you place this down, you can have it prioritized by haulers before you've actually constructed it. Before, that was not the case. So that's going to be nice. Make it a little bit easier to have efficient setups from the get-go. And we have lots of food. We're not going to be running out anytime soon. Oh, look at that. We have the power building. We can reduce that. Let's do some rearranging real quick. Yeah, there's not enough workers. We need at least one lumberjack flag over there. 5 jobs. We can... Well, we need to keep some wood going. Let's lower this. We have that at 0. Shoot. Let's go down to 1. We can... I don't think we can reduce food. We can reduce builders, though. That should help. So this guy's getting all the power he needs. 20 science. We're very close. Okay, lower. That's lower. That's lower. Okay, I think we're doing good right now. We're a bit balanced. But we were a little late to getting the breeding pods up and running, so we have no children at the moment. Yeah, these are only not even halfway done. We have our water pumper. He is doing his best to fill this up. Need to get a second one soon. But for now, ooh, we hit the 30 science mark. Let's get the forester unlocked for 30 science. And then place that down. Let's do it right here. And let's rearrange the paths just a little bit. This will be higher on the priority list for the workplace. And also for construction. Which that might be the last thing for them to construct. It looks like it. And then we can make sure we have all the trees marked to be cut down. No need to save them anymore. And then we'll start getting a variety of trees placed. We'll start with some birch just to get us some immediate wood access. And then we'll do some pine trees back here. And then we'll oak it up for every other tree. I guess we'll just stick with that for a little bit. And so we are very close to getting some more access to wood up here, which is good news. We can get stairs unlocked shortly. That is 70 science. That is probably going to be the next thing that we unlock. If we remove these two paths, just these two, then we can get up here some more wood that we can have access to. Because wood is going to be, I think, a major challenge in this series. Because right now our green space is very limited. So we're going to have to make our own green space down the road. I'm not exactly sure what happens when you power on the aquifer. I'm guessing that water starts spilling out of here and then it'll just flow in this direction. So yeah, if any of you guys have played any of these new maps, let me know, because I am curious to see what would happen and hear from your guys' experience. We have 4 jobs that are not occupied. We have some of these. I want to switch it so it's like this. Excellent, we got the forester constructed. This guy is working, getting some trees planted. And it is nighttime. We don't have a whole lot of food or a whole lot of water. 4 vacant jobs, but we don't have anything that we're building at the moment. So what we can do is get another water pumper, because we know we're going to need that. And then also set that to high priority. And then we can get some more. I want to rearrange these paths a little bit. A little bit hectic. We can get some water storage around here. And then one of the new features, if you go here, like let's say we go to the small tank, you can copy the settings and then just apply it to these ones. So now these should all be set to water, and that is much easier than manually going in and setting each of those. And so for anyone new to this stream, this is on the new map Oasis, and here we have a water seep, which is basically the same as, you know, the water spawners, except for this, it's limited pressure, so it can't go above 0.8 tiles, I believe, for the depth. So we're not going to overflow here. I don't know if that turns into a bad water spawner during a bad tide. I kind of imagine it does, but we'll see when we get there. That'll probably be 6 cycles in, would be my guess, around there, you know, give or take 1. But hopefully we are well established at that point. We have 5 vacant jobs. Most of those are lumberjack flags around here. Some of those are on the low priority list. But I want to get some stairs, that way we can make a more direct path going up here. And that'll be the next thing that we unlock. So we are maxed out on planks for now, so we can pause both of these jobs and bump that up to normal priority. Get a little bit of extra science. We have these 2. Oh my gosh. I don't like that it looks like that, but I don't really want to waste wood to fix it at the moment. We just need 10 more science and we can get stairs. We'll have them go up here. Making some good progress, getting some trees planted. We have enough wood access for now to keep us going, although we're running a bit low. Is this the only guy who's... Yeah, so we don't have a lumberjack flag in there. Beaver's in there working. This guy... Okay, he's cutting some trees down. These 2 are not. But we just hit 70 science, so now we can unlock stairs. Get that constructed. That'll help the efficiency a little bit. In terms of the beaver's well-being, we should probably focus on getting some houses constructed. That's 400 science, but it's a much better footprint. I don't know if it's quite necessary yet. We're going to place down 2 sets of houses. We're going to shift it just a little bit. This one will be moved right here. Then we can get a couple decorations, help bump their well-being up, but we'll focus on that in just a little bit. We're doing decent on water. It looks like up to 113. That's actually pretty good. Food, we are maxed out on kohlrabi. Should get some storage set up. So let's do that right now. We can get a medium warehouse. We're going to place that one right here. And then we'll have that set to be kohlrabi. We'll need to get another one for berries as well. And then we can get some rooftop terraces on top of here. And then we can also get a campfire placed down. Let's place that in the back. I'm going to have to do a lot of rearranging, I think. Now that we have stairs, we could go up here for our main housing area. And then we could do storage maybe right over here for part of it. We need to get some wood storage over here as well. So let's do a large industrial pile. Place that right here. Set that to wood. But they'll construct that as they can because we're a little bit short on wood. In fact, we can lower that on the priority list. So we're making some good progress. Yeah, we go through a good amount of food in the evening, so that makes sense. They're focusing on getting these houses constructed. I don't think we need 2 water pumpers at the moment. We have plenty stored up. We can pause that. We have 3 inventors' huts, getting us all the science we need. 2 vacant jobs. I think those are both in the lumberjack flags. 1 right there. Yeah, and 1 over here. We can fill in some of these gaps in the trees that these guys have focused on getting the trees chopped down. Keep planting some more oak trees since those are just the most efficient. In fact, we should probably get another lumberjack flag, or sorry, another forester placed down for now, because we're definitely going to be short on wood for a while. And I'm actually going to make that the highest priority. We have enough planks stored up. We have just enough wood. And then we'll have oak trees planted along here. And then also, we're going to get a staircase. We'll move that. No, we'll leave that right there. But we'll rearrange the path just a little bit. We can get rid of this job. And then once we get access to under here, which I'm going to also bump this up, then we can plant some trees, specifically some mangroves in here. Let's see how much access. So we can reach all the way over here. This guy, if we get a staircase... Oh, river drought incoming. If we get a staircase placed here, he can reach the other half. So we can just completely fill this whole thing up with mangroves if we want. We could also utilize it for food. Farmhouse. Oh wait, do not have... Huh, so I guess the Iron Teeth do not have access to the aquatic farmhouse. That's just a Folktales feature. But these guys have the hydroponic garden. So I guess that makes sense. So we can have all of this set to mangroves. There's dead oaks behind the thermal vent. The thermal vent. Yes, there's some trees over here. We also have some dead pine trees over here. So that's good access for wood in the event that we have a wood shortage. I am thinking of it long term. So, like, yeah, these would definitely get us out of a pinch if we need it. But in terms of getting enough wood, you know, in the long run, having more oak trees planted will be very helpful. Sand artist, what about a bad tide in there? Yeah, I don't exactly know. I'm kind of guessing that this will turn into a bad water spawner. There's not really anything that we can do about that. So for now, might as well utilize, you know, getting all the food that we can from here. Maybe use some of it for wood access. I haven't really used mangroves a whole lot. 10 days it produces 2 wood. That's a little bit better than the pine trees. But I think the big thing is that it gives you mangrove fruits from the trees every 10 days. And you get 4. So it's a good amount. I'm going to bump that up just a little bit. I bet they built a barracks. Yes, they did. New well-being high score of 3. And so then they'll be working on this one next. Have fewer homeless beavers. Don't fill it all the way in. Are you talking about the trees, Drexos? I have this constructed everywhere. We have... Looks like the water level is pretty much constant around. We have it going all the way up to the corners. It won't fill up past 0.8, but even if you stop pumping, water evaporation will drop the water level. Yes. Yeah, I don't know what the evaporation rate is, but yeah, water, the water will evaporate even if we're not pumping, so. We are doing decent on wood, it looks like. Not the most. 23. We have 2 jobs that are vacant. How are we doing on food? Still doing okay. Not the best, not the worst. That job is vacant. Oh, we need berries. We need berries. Bump that up. What can we do? We can lower this. I think we'll have these 2 set to lowest priority. So we have Lumberjack Flag 1 and 2 are at lowest, and then Inventor's Hut that is lowest. So if we have 3 or fewer vacant jobs, and that's okay. If we have more than that, we need to start looking around because it's going to start pulling from jobs that are at normal priority. Which District 1 is one of those. We can, I think, force it to be this Inventor's Hut if we lower their priority and then bump it back up. So now I think they'll pull from here before we've pulled from here, especially if we go high priority down to low priority. Drexos, you said, so the water will get contaminated. Best bet is to put levees around the water seeps with a floodgate for bad water. Ah, I see what you're saying. So if we don't have the trees planted all around here, then it'd be easy to prevent, bad water from, seeping out. So if we clear, let's say we'll do a 2 wide gap, and then we probably also want to make sure they can actually reach it to construct it. So we'll do another one right there, and then we'll have some staircases, but we'll have that lower on the priority list. We can get some levees placed around here down the road, but we're not going to need to worry about that for a little bit. Right now we should definitely focus on getting enough wood and then expanding where our reach is. And we can plant even more oak trees over here. Make a dam around the water seat with floodgates. When the bad tide comes, you can raise them and the contamination will be contained to a level within the dam that is up to 0.8. Thank you, Deiji XZ8ZZ. And then Drexos, you said evaporation will still drop the water inside the levee area, but it won't be as contaminated. Yes. See, that's a good thing. That's why I have you guys help me figure out these lessons before they even occur. We have a beaver with a broken tooth. Let's fix that. Tooth. That's in the well-being, which just got bumped up. Tooth grindstone. Bump that up on the priority list. We're short on planks. And the drought has started. So this guy under here. Oh, it doesn't show the flow rates. Oh well. But we are doing alright. A little bit short on wood. But what we can do is actually make sure we get access to this up here. So super high priority, unpause this and this. We'll need to pause some other jobs. Let's lower that. For now we can pause this guy. All being still going up. Oh my goodness, missed those paths. Okay, we have some, oh my gosh, they have 12 logs in there? How'd they do that? But we'll get access to up here. We'll have some more wood. This will help tie us over until some of these trees are starting to grow up. And then we need to place a lumberjack flag down here. And look at that, we have some trees growing up. We can also make sure we actually mark all these to be chopped down. And then same with the trees up here. Even hit these ones. We finally have some of the storages that are ready. We don't have any kohlrabi stored though. Berries we have 38. And we have 8 children. So hopefully some of them are close to growing up. Looks like 3 of them are very close and then a couple others are getting there as well. We are a bit low on food. We do have 2 farmers, but we probably need to add another farmhouse over here. So we can, let's do this. We don't need it quite yet, but we will need it very soon. Oh my goodness, your name is so long. Mathana, Go, Palsang, Karasu, Brahma. I definitely butchered that. But I'm glad that you're here too. Yeah, for anyone who has just joined, this is episode 1 of live stream series number 2, and this is Timberborn Update 1.0. Lots of new features that they added to this. This is going to be very exciting. The visual changes alone are pretty cool. Mathan. That works. Welcome, Mathan. This guy, oh, he's short on wood. Okay. We have someone in here. He can chop these trees down. So 3 vacant jobs, that is okay. Starting to have some baby beavers that are growing up. We have 1.2 days left of the drought. And then once that's done, the water levels will increase just a little bit. Doesn't look like they've really dropped a whole lot. Although you can tell it has dropped. It's probably almost down to 0.5. So we'll need to make sure we have irrigation for all of this outside of here. And so I'm curious, so how many of you guys have actually played the new update so far? Because one question I have for this ancient aquifer drill during a bad tide, does that start producing bad water from here? Because if so, definitely want to turn that off during a bad tide. Because I would love to have some constant water to irrigate around here. And I think if we can tie this in to the geothermal plant, that would be fantastic. A source of constant free power that can be harnessed with the right contraption. Now, what does it take? Is it just planks and wood? That's huge. 160 science. Let's unlock that. We have enough. Oh my gosh. 50 wood and 30 planks. Is there anything else we need to work on right now? I feel like that is definitely worth it. We'll place that right there, and then we'll get maybe a gear workshop constructed. 100 science. We can unlock that. And then we can get a fermenter right here. I have no idea how much power this produces. Oh, it says right here, 400. That's a good amount. That's like an engine, basically. In fact, that is the same as an engine. That's cool. So soon we'll be able to remove this. We won't need it. We'll get a lot of wood back. And then we can fit another lumber mill right here. And we could probably support... Ooh, we might not be able to support that. Because this is 120. This is 75. Okay, so 75. If we did that times 2, 150. 270. And then 320. So we could really only support, I guess, a third lumber mill. We would need something else to get a smelter off of this power grid. But we have another one over here, which that would be good access. Give us some more power. Drexos, you said you haven't played, but you're pretty sure it's bad water. So, and then Sandos, you said same. Geothermal is cheap. Yep. Get the engine. Free up the shame wheel beavers. Yep. The wheel of shame. Yeah, this will be up and running very soon. And then, James, you asked how are we going to get up to the ancient pump? Well, what I should do is utilize spiral staircases. And what we could do is go over here first and then zigzag our way to get up here. So I should probably have a section that is not for tree planting. Is that 2 tiles high? It looks like it. But yeah, we'll have to probably go up here first and then over here. Yeah, 200 HP. Realistically, we probably won't be able to connect these geothermals over. Just be a lot of unnecessary power shafts. But we'll see. We'll probably need an engine over here. Once they finish constructing this, then we'll be able to get rid of this large power wheel. Well, I guess we'll need to construct this also, so that we can actually connect these in. And we are short on wood. This guy is doing his best. And then we don't have a whole lot. Oh, we gotta unpause this guy. And we're already short on beds again. We're gonna add another house. Let's go right here. And then we can go So we need to unlock the platform. 100 science. Maybe just a little bit before we can unlock that. But then we can go straight up here, get access to all of these trees, and then we can get some more houses on top as well. Five vacant jobs. 2 of those are the inventor's huts. And then we also have one is this lumberjack flag, another lumberjack flag. And where's that last one? Let's take a look in here. Gear workshop. Is that constructed? No. We only have 4 jobs. 5 vacancies. Am I missing something? I'm only seeing 4 where it says 0 out of 1. Oh, I guess they're including the gear workshop. And the fermenter? Oh, it's the district center. There we go. Okay, we're short on in there, which we can just reduce that to 1 for now. Platform is worth it to get access to metal. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, getting the platform to get up here will be nice. For now, we can pause this guy because we don't even have cassavas yet. Oh. Well, we have the second farmhouse that's ready. We are going to unplant all these kohlrabi and then get some cassavas placed here instead. And we'll just do that over time. And we're getting new well-being heights up to 6. And so they are almost done with this. We have 2 more planks. They'll be ready to go. And then we can construct this. What we could do, once we finish this, we can remove this building. This one will be turned off, I'm pretty sure. Maybe it won't be, because this one has been started. But then we can construct another lumber mill over here. Look at that. So that's up and running. We can remove this. Gives 38 logs. Okay, so this does not work now, even though it says it's connected in. So we can bump that up on the priority list, collect all this wood, then they can construct this. It'll be tied in through this building, so we'll be good to go, and then we can finish constructing this gear workshop. Then we can place down some cassavas as well. Start the cassava process, and then we can eventually turn this fermenter back on. And then we have plenty of trees that they are planting. Just fill in all these small little gaps. Oh my gosh, they've planted so many mangrove trees over here. Let's have this guy focus on oak. Looks like he is. Yeah, we're just going to remove these right off the bat because we don't actually want them there. We want to get a path over here. And then we can get some stairs going up this way. Cool. We can pause this guy because he's not able to do anything. We don't need 2 viewers working here because we don't have enough wood to support it. We're almost up to 100 science. In the meantime, we can get one staircase, and then soon we'll get another one, then we'll go up. This guy is sitting around, we can pause him, don't need him doing nothing. This guy's getting all that wood, and then soon we'll have another beaver over here. And then he'll be able to get the rest of this. Looks like we have a few more new viewers in the stream. If you are just joining in, we are playing through a new world on a new map created by the devs. Oasis, a little bit different. We have the water seep in the middle and does not go above 0.8 tiles deep for water. So we have a constant water source other than during the droughts. And then the bad tides, it sounds like it will contaminate this area, but we have a plan. In a few cycles we'll get some levees placed around and floodgates. That way we can prevent the bad water from seeping out of here and then infecting the rest of this area. We're going to be working our way up to get to this ancient aquifer drill. That'll give us some more water access. And then, ooh, so we have the blockage over here. If we don't remove that, then the water goes, oh my gosh, it slides under here. What the heck? Okay, so it was dormant, but this is going to be activating in 7 days. That's terrifying. Is that all of the bad water sources? Nope, this one's still dormant. Okay, so we have the first bad water source that's going to activate. There's a lot of bad water sources all throughout the map. This one's dormant. We have these aquifers. Bad water source. Another ancient aquifer drill. Yeah, so far that's the only bad water source that is having a hissy fit and gonna turn on. Cool. Gosh, this is like something about it. Impending doom. Thankfully that will go this direction. Oh, does that go this way? What is this? Bramble. An impenetrable obstacle that also blocks irrigation and contamination. It's difficult to demolish and can injure those who attempt it. Well, good thing we're going to wait for bots before we work on that. But it looks like the bad water will do a 180, go out this way, underground. Let's take a look at what that path looks like. So it just continues under there and then out this direction. And that also is where this ancient aquifer water source will feed into. Sanders, you said they activate one a time. Well, that's good. Means they don't all activate at once. Ooh, we have no vacant jobs. And we have this is all working. Doing a little bit better on wood. We can bump that up. We can also plant some more crops. Get those cassavas planted. We can probably bump that up to 2. We're doing good on water. If we drop below 100, we'll get another one or turn on the other water pumper. We hit 100 science, so we can't unlock the platform. We'll place that down, and we'll get the second staircase selected. And I think we should bump these up on the priority list. Let's get these going. That way we have access to wood up here. Because we have a little bit left. And then we have some trees that we're chopping down, but not a whole lot. Oh, we are not collecting this because we don't have storage. Let's high prioritize this. Then we can have access to, it was like 36 wood, something like that. We have all of our inventor sets working. Bad water sources on this map will activate in a timed pattern rotating outward. So the bad water sources closest to us will start first. I mean, I guess we'll need bad water access. So that makes sense. We are 2 planks away from getting the gear workshop up and running. We need to get some storage set up over here. We'll have this set for planks, but low priority. And then on top of it, we can get a warehouse set for gears. And then we can have another platform set for logs, low priority. We'll do something like this. I'm going to try and make a few different tiers of storage, make it expansive enough, but also, you know, make it a reasonable footprint. I guess we would have to have this one first before we do this one. And as soon as we get this guy, or I guess as soon as we get someone in this lumberjack flag, then we can get all these trees chopped down. We have one job that is unoccupied. So we should, okay, he's working on that. Fantastic. This guy is maxed out. So we probably need to bump this up a little bit. Get some plank storage. And we have a gear workshop. So now we're starting to get some buildings that are a little bit riskier for the beavers. So we need to think about some medical beds. And I don't really like this area we have going on over here. We have some berries and then we're just kind of cramming in storage, well-being, housing all together. So we are going to change that. How do I want to do this though? This is how I want to do it. We're going to go here. You're going to remove the campfire very shortly. Oh my gosh, spiral stairs take treated planks? Ugh. Well, I was going to make spiral staircases going up here, but that is not going to happen now. So let's see, instead we're going to, if we move this over, bad water source 3 days. Okay. So we click it. There we go. We can see it's that same one. It'll activate soon. But in terms of getting up here, because I think I want to make the housing up here, or maybe I make some of the well-being stuff up here. We are going to get tube waste at some point. So I think, yeah, we can do housing up here. Oh, they constructed this immediately. I think that should... Yeah, we're going to move this. We're getting rid of that. Place that down. Remove that path. We will go up one. And then... I guess we'll go sideways. Need to remove this. Or I could move this over one. Okay, hold on. Don't do this. I guess we have enough logs that we can do this. Need to remove this also. We're doing some rearranging. Trying to make it efficient to get up top. Remove that path. And then we'll just go staircase, platform. We'll need to get this at some point, so might as well get it now. Boop-a-dop-a-deep. And then we can get a house placed down right here. And then we can do the same. We'll probably start getting some large barracks. Oh, it's 400 science. I guess in the short run, we'll get a couple more placed up here. These are not super high priority, because we'll still have a few beds that are free. What we do want to do is get some well-being items for the beavers. So we'll get... No, we'll change that, because we'll want to expand out to the side a little bit. So we'll have area set up. Over this way. Don't forget about the duplicate option when building. Oh yeah. Yeah, that will be very helpful. In terms of well-being, we'll get a campfire here. And then 2 more over here. We have the terrace, rooftop terrace. I had this gap here so we could place stairs to go up here, but I don't know if we really need that. We'll go like this. Okay, I'm in deep thinking mode. But big picture, getting some more housing and well-being items up here. That'll be important. And then I'll probably just end up rearranging everything over here. So this will just kind of be short term, trying to get the beavers well-being up a little bit. So with that in mind, we can put a few platforms over there, get a staircase, and then we'll place another rooftop terrace over here. And then we can get some beds unlocked because we have enough, because this is gonna happen very shortly. We get some injured beavers and then they'll be able to work in here or recover in here. And we have no vacant jobs, so let's bump that up to 4. We need to get some beavers working to construct some of this stuff, and then let's set some priorities. We want to get that housing set up first because we have some homeless beavers still, and then we can also get some of those items set up. We are maxed out on gear, so we can pause that. We are doing okay on wood. You know, these 2 guys who are working, I bet the cassavas are getting close to growing up. 82%, 83. So we can unpause this. And did this guy finish? There are no more trees to chop down. So we have 1 vacant job. That is okay. We want to get that probably closer to 2 or 3 because we have specified that the jobs are these lumberjack flags. So has anyone played on this map specifically before? Sounds like some of you guys have played new updates or at least know what's going to happen during some of the events, but I'm curious if anyone has actually played on this map before, because this is their newest map, one of 2. We have no vacant jobs now. We're still doing good on water, which is excellent. We have this space up here. This will be, I think we'll make this a production zone. Ooh, lots of hungry beavers, but we have plenty of food. Starting to get some fermented cassavas. We have a lot of kohlrabi, which is excellent. We are doing good on berries. And the beaver's well-being is going up. And let's collect all of these. Get that done sooner rather than later. I think we can bump some of these jobs up. 3 is the number of vacant jobs we can have. Let's fill in some of those tree gaps as well. And then we can start getting access to the scrap metal. No point in waiting. Let's get this last one removed, and then we can tie that all in. And then the scavenger flag is 250 science. We are a little bit short. Ooh, we are dropping in water. We are below 100. Let's get that second pump up and running. And then we do have gears, so we can think about the storage upgrades. Getting the medium tank will be very helpful. In fact, what we're going to do is place down a platform here. Remove... Should we remove this tank? So I'm going to place down a larger one. 20 gears. I think we should go for it. We'll remove this. And then we can't quite unlock that. We'll have to wait until tomorrow, probably. Then we can place down a medium tank here. Give them access to much more storage. Ooh, we have no vacant jobs. So I guess we can look at expanding our workforce a little bit, or some of the jobs that they work in. Hopefully 60, 50. Yeah, these are still another 12 to 15 days before they grow up, and longer for some of them. But on the bright side, we have some cassavas that are growing up, and now we're starting to ferment them. We don't have any fermented cassava storage yet, but we should probably focus on that soon. What we could do... Okay, put a pin in that. Let's get that storage unlocked for the medium tank. Place that down. So can we copy the settings from this? Copy to this. Look at that. So now that stores water also. That's pretty cool. But then for the fermented cassava storage, if we get these constructed, this is set to gears. We can have a medium warehouse over here. Set that one to fermented cassavas. Then make sure we're connected in with the path. And then we can... That's dependent on all this. I don't think we're at the point where we have so many fermented cassavas that he can't make anymore. I guess every 4 produces 10, so we can do, 6 batches. But we're eating them fairly quickly, so I think we can leave these in the correct order, in the order that we have them, at least. We are doing decent on wood. We have 100, but we're short on planks. We can always unpause this guy. And we have enough power. Let's get some planks stored up, because we have plank storage available now. Water is going up. We have 120 that we can store. I think I want to bump this up. So we need to unpause the gears also. So we can reduce that down to 1. 3 vacant jobs is fine. And we have a drought approaching. 3 days. So yeah, if we can get this constructed, that would be great. Then we can get a little bit more water storage before the drought hits. We are up here. It looks like we can make a path over here. And look at that. We should be able to reach this. Just need a few more stairs and we'll be there. Now that we can reach this, which this is all, for now, lowest priority. Because we don't need to make these stairs getting up here, because we don't have power to turn this on, and then we wouldn't really utilize it quite yet, so we can leave that for now. There are plenty of other things that we are working on. Most importantly, we're focusing on this water storage. Then we have some more houses and also some campfires, and then a little bramble of storage over here. But we have some trees that are growing up, which is fantastic. We only have 1 lumberjack flag, but it seems like we're keeping up with wood demand so far. This guy's going to be done very soon. Looks like he can reach all those trees. So we can probably get another lumberjack flag or 2 over here. This guy is turned off. Let's turn this back on. And so he's at normals, but we don't have enough workers at the moment. We have 8 children. And 1, 2, 3 of them are going to grow up very soon. So I think we can leave that for now. This will be filled shortly. And I think we'll be in a good spot. We are missing 6 gears. We don't have a lot of planks. This guy's, yeah, he's waiting on planks right now. Okay, but I think that it'll, yeah, should be fine. He's making his gears. They're working on this. Hopefully they can finish this by the end of today. We'll see. Yeah, we're just going through. We're chugging along pretty well. No major hiccups so far. I thought we'd be short on wood, but with the wood that we had over here, plus this wood, it's kept us going. And then I planted a lot of oak trees, and then I diversified a bit. We have some of the pine trees over here, birch trees down here. So that's tying us over for now. And then we are maxed out on water, looks like. So as soon as they finish that, we are, yeah, just waiting on gears, I guess. Looks like we had a few beaver kits that grew up, so they are filling in some of those jobs. We have 4 workers. We can probably get another inventor's hut. And they can work on that. We'll leave that normal priority. So they'll work on that next. Look at that, we have 10 planks. That means we should be able to finish this very soon. Yeah, we're just 1 gear away. So we'll get a little bit of water storage before the drought. Not a whole lot of extra, but it'll be something. Sanders said, remember how we were contemplating about bad water coming out of the ancient aquifer? What if I turn off the power and stop it from pumping? It will not produce bad water. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If we connect in a power source during a wet season, then it'll start pumping water up. But if we disconnect it during a bad tide, then it wouldn't have power, so it wouldn't be able to pull up the bad water. I hope that we have a switch that we can use to toggle it on and off. Or I guess we could do it at the power source. So if we had an engine, we could just turn it off. We'd pause the engine, then it wouldn't pump anything up. But if we connected that power source into other things, then you'd have to sever the connection. But I do hope that you can pause like the aquifer drills. But we'll see. This guy is done. He finished chopping out all the trees. 145 science. We have this geothermal field. 50 logs, 30 planks. We'll place that down, but we can't reach it because I've made a path over here, and then B, we don't really want to use all those resources for this quite yet. Because what I want to do is get a smelter placed down over here, although it is pretty far away from this. Ooh, but we can connect this in. And then we could maybe even tie these two together and then get some engines going. but we can leave that low priority and then go across like that. I think that I will want to have a path going through here so we can remove those, and then eventually we'll place down some stairs going up here. We have a 4th barracks, so we have 8 free beds now. We're doing good. Things are looking good. We are going to increase our breeding pods. So we're going to add 2 more. Oh, drought has started. We have a good amount of water storage. We'll have 2 pumpers. It's still only a 3-day drought, so that is no problem. So we have a good amount of water storage. What should we do? We'll need more water pumpers. And I think having access to this will also be important. And I'll probably want to get over this way as well. Although we might wait till we get tube stations to go. Because we'll have a tube station up here and then basically go over top the path somewhere towards the district center. And looks like the beavers are starting to work on this, so I assume they have started constructing these as well. Oh, we're out of wood. Let's pause this guy. We are short on trees at the moment. Oh, we have an unemployed beaver. Let's do this. Let's get a lumber mill, a couple of them placed here. We'll have this one set to normal. This one set to high, because we always want to have at least 1 beaver chopping down some trees. Lower this on the priority in terms of workspaces, and then we'll leave this one down to slightly lower. This guy's not doing anything. Same with this one. Have we been... Okay. We are very short on wood. We have lots of trees that have grown up. We're going to select some of these ones to be chopped down. We'll select a lot of these to be chopped down. And then can these guys reach all those? Looks like they can. So this will give us some good wood access for now. Let's just connect that in. And then we will have mangrove fruits. Okay, we'll need to move this guy a little bit. That'll be much better. We can keep that high priority. They're working on that. We can remove this. And then he can collect fruits from here. So I noticed you said, you know, two-ways are expensive, but would I do that to connect the smelter and the metal? That wouldn't be a bad idea. Yeah, I think probably what I'm leaning towards is if I don't end up putting a smelter over here, then I'll get an engine and then place some metal production over here. It'd be a little bit closer to do that. But then down the road, probably by cycle 4 or 5, maybe a little bit later, I will hopefully have enough science that I can unlock the two-way station, and then get some of these tubeways. And I think some of the important ones will be getting, housing tied into production. And then this little area is probably going to be an important one because we'll have scrap metal production and then also water production. And so tying those in would also be a good thing to do. But we do need to think about scrap metal in the long run because this is not a whole lot of scrap metal. We have some more over here, so that'll be a good source. But we need to figure out where the mine is, or where the closest mine is. Oh, and we have bad water, but probably stopped during the drought. So, okay. My gosh, is this the closest mine? That is not super close. Wow, that does seem to be the closest mine. That is a ways away. All the way over here. Is this the only mine? I thought I saw another one. Yeah, we have one over here. That is not much better. We have a third one that is equally as far away, I think. And then number 4. Yeah, these mines are not close. This one we have to go over this huge canyon. Similar for that one. Wow. Well, we're not going to be getting a mine anytime soon, that's for sure. Oh, we have this. We'll do that for scrap metal. And we can actually start collecting scrap metal. 250 science. Let's unlock that. Get a couple of those placed down. And yeah, since we have no vacant jobs, it'll be good. Pull from some of these lumberjack flags that are not super essential at the moment. This one for now is lower. So we are almost done with the drought, thank goodness. 0.2 days left. It's not a big deal, but we are probably below halfway. So I realistically won't be able to pump during future droughts, especially when they get longer than 3 days. Because A, we'll have more beavers. Well, we'll need to prepare because we'll have more beavers, and so higher demand for water. And then also with longer days, evaporation will kick in for longer. But that day is not today. Today is the end of the drought, beginning of the wet season. And so the water levels are returning. I wonder how long it'll take for this to get up above this right here. Let's fast forward just a little bit, see what it does. Overall, we're I guess we're doing a little bit better on wood. We have 69. Nice. Good amount of wood. Better than 0. It looks like this is pumping up pretty fast, so that's good. Water levels are going up. We're in a good spot. Overall, things are looking really good. We have... Oh, they're starting to work on this. So they finished all these houses, all the campfires. We have these 2 rooftop terraces. Thankfully, the medical beds are not being used. We can connect this in. We can reduce our working hours to 17, give them just a little bit more time to do stuff. We have some food that is very far away from where they hang out. Probably want to make the food storage, you know, probably somewhere over here. That way it's a little bit easier to access. We can access that up here. Maybe get some storage up top. Food overall, we're doing decent. We have over 200 cassavas. Where's that? Cassava storage is over here. Or sorry, kohlrabi, not cassavas. Sand Artist, looks like you are now a member of the channel. Glad to have you. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. You have been showing up, I think, for every stream that I've done so far. Appreciate the support. You're always commenting. That is why I've enjoyed doing live streaming, is being able to interact with you guys. Which I do like making videos, but it's just a little bit different than live streaming, where I get to like interact with you guys directly. So it's pretty cool. So they are working on getting this geothermal engine up and running. We are a little bit short on planks, but we have this lumber mill up and running. We're doing good on gears. Wood is actually fine. We have unemployed beavers, so let's fix that. So we have all 4 of these buildings now, and that is supplying enough power also. And I did see this guy sitting around. We need some more cassavas planted. So we'll fill this little gap in for now. What I really need to do, so I have this area is for production. It's not a large area, but it can expand back here if needed. Storage is probably going to be partly around here. I wanted to have production over here, but I need to have a food zone. Because right now it's just this little area, and we're going to run out of space very quickly. So what I'm thinking, if we can get up here, get access to this, this would be a good water supply. Because I want to make some 3x3 grids otherwise. Like if we're not using this, we want to make those 3x3 grids and then supply those with water to irrigate some space. Over here is not a bad area to do that. I think I need to carve out some space for food. And this might be one of those spots. Because this will produce power, and even if we didn't utilize this area for production, we could always tie it back into this. So I think we're going to unlock the levee. And then we're going to place it. So I believe irrigation expands 16 tiles. It's either 15 or 16. So let's pause this real quick. I guess we could. So if we go 10, 6. So if we had it right around here, we would expand the green zone basically to like somewhere around here, because this is a couple tiles off. So I think that would give us plenty of space. So we can remove all these now. Glad to do it. You deserve it. Thank you, Sand Artist. I appreciate it. So we can go right back here. And that gives us plenty of space. And then we'll get the stairs going right up here. Get that path connected in. And then we can also, since we'll have the fluid dump over here, we'll be able to fit 2 farmhouses. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Do 2 farmhouses that way. Yes, we can do it this way. Okay. Farmhouse, farmhouse, fluid dump, which I can't quite afford. And then those 2 will be able to reach basically the entirety of this area. And then we can probably get another farmhouse somewhere over here. That way it gets the edge of where the food is or where the crops are planted. We know we could do a little... Ooh, I like this. We're going to remove... Which 2? I'm going to remove those 2. Bump that up a little bit. Well-being's up to 9. We're almost at 10. So we have all this. But so we're going to remove these 2 and then place down some stairs. And that way, these guys can help harvest some of this. These guys will eventually... They should be able to help plant some of the stuff up here. I don't know why it shows those ones. That one's smaller. I guess that makes sense. But really I want to have these guys help out with up top. We have the scrap metal being collected. We're doing good on housing. Okay, so taking a step back. Is there anything that you guys are seeing that I'm missing out on? Because I think a few directions that I'm going. One is getting scrap metal, which we have, and then soon we'll be able to start getting... Oh, they've built that engine. Soon we'll be able to get the smelter, and that is 300 science. Not quite there yet, but first I want to get this area irrigated, because I think food is going to be something we need to focus on. Water is doing alright. We have 2 water pumpers. They are increasing our water supply. We have a medium tank. We'll probably need to build a couple more medium tanks and then get some more water pumpers as well. And so what I should do... I'm also going to rearrange this because that is annoying. They can reach that. Well, we can do this. We don't need to do that, but what we can do is have this chopped down. But yeah, we'll get some more. Okay, hold on. We're gonna have another water pumper right here. We can chop that tree down. Can they reach it? Yeah, we'll get a water pumper here. Flip that one around, get 2 more water storages. In fact, let's place down another storage unit. Copy the settings to here. Oh, I could have just... So let's try this. I haven't done this. We can just duplicate this. Look at that. Copy paste directly. Another medium water tank may help. Bingo. We're on the same wavelength. But we can unlock the fluid dump. 250 science, and then that'll give us some good green space over here. And then we could get some storage set up maybe. Also, after the farming area up top, don't forget the levees and floodgates on the source. Yes, that is... Yes, we need to do that. We can... Let's see, cycle 3. You might as well place some here. And then we can put this on lowest priority, because we don't need it quite yet. But if the beavers are... If the workers in the district center need to do something, might as well have them work on this. And then we could do the floodgate, or we could do a sluice. Floodgate will be easier for me to do. Like, I can manually control it. The sluice will be automatic, so if the contamination goes up at all, then it just closes up. So I'm kind of leaning towards the sluice to automate it. And so they switched up, so it was about 2 years ago. Hello, we have someone else in the chat. Cacpers. A couple years ago they added bad water and contamination. Then they switched up how contamination and irrigation spread. And I don't remember exactly where we're at now. So if we place levees around, let's say we did levees all the way around here, and then we had bad water spawn into here, would that contamination go through the levees because it's on top of the ground, or will it just stop within its tracks and just stay inside? AKA, do we need to worry about placing down irrigation barriers around here, that way contamination doesn't spread? Or will the levees themselves stop that? Versus if we place terrain blocks and we place it around, I know that that would have the contamination spread through there. But they switched it back and forth, so I don't exactly know at this point. But what I do know is that we have an unemployed beaver, and we do not want that. We have plenty of lumberjack flags. You're Polish, don't bother spelling your name. What does the drill do? You had seen it, but I can't tell what it does. Yeah, so we have... So anyone who's new to the stream, this is... You know, Timberborn just had an update a few days ago. And so this is getting ready for Timberborn 1.0. This is Aquifer Drill. And when we get power connected to it, it'll be a water source. So that's going to be very helpful for us. We also think that it does produce bad water during a bad tide. But if we just pause the power source, that should end that. We also have some geothermal engines. So these are producing 400 power, and that's just, we place the engine on top of the geothermal vent. And let's see if we have... Are there any more throughout the... Yeah. So we have the geothermal field, and we place that engine on top of it, and so now it's producing 400 HP. So it's basically free power. But in terms of... Man, we have a lot of trees. Let's get some more lumberjack flags. We'll get 2 more placed down, and high prioritize these. We can also get, we'll do this, we'll do 2 more scavenger flags, but we're going to lower the priority to lowest for both of these. So these will be good like backup jobs. And then we have all the trees marked to be chopped down, so we're good there. Let's do this. We want to bump this and this up. And then we can start planting some more crops. We will need canola. That is for dang sure. We'll place a small little patch right there. Get some more cassavas along the back side. And then more canola. We'll do it in strips. Need some soybeans. And then I don't know if this will quite reach all the way over here. Then we can do some corn. Just a small little thing of corn for now. And that is higher on the priority list. 2 vacant jobs. That's okay. We have 10 beds that are unoccupied, which is totally fine. Yeah, big picture, we're making good progress. Good amount of science, good amount of food, doing good on water. We have the medium tank that they will work on at some point. Let's use the new copy and paste tool. Called duplicate, but it's copy paste. Soon we can unlock the smelter. Bad water source, 3 days. We have another one. Where's that? It's over here. So we have that first bad water source that I guess backed up over here. We have another one that's going to start up soon. And that's going to feed into this one. We should get this up and running soon. Yeah, we gotta work on that. We need some more water. Yin and yang, counter the bad water. Which means we need to get a smelter. We are almost at enough science. Since we don't have enough power from this alone, we're gonna place that over here. And it looks like this is the edge of the irrigation zone, so we'll unmark those to be planted soon. But we just hit 300 science, so we can unlock the smelter. And then we'll have that guy placed right here. And then I saw one of the tips that you guys gave, I don't know if it's in a video or a live stream, but to place down a small pile or warehouse and then have it set to the source. So like for this one, since we're using scrap metal to make metal blocks, we'll obtain scrap metal. We'll prioritize it by haulers, but we don't have a hauling post yet. So that'll be a job that we get set up very soon. And we can probably place that somewhere over here, a little bit out of the way. We have the hauling post. Do I want to place it there? I feel like we could place it over here, and that would be totally fine. So we'll do that. We'll go right behind these houses. Nah, we'll make it over here. This is where they're going to be hanging out anyways. So. So we'll place it where I originally wanted to place it. Have it set to normal priority. That should be fine. And then now we can unplant these crops because they'll never be planted anyways. And so we have a good area that we can place some more buildings for to have access to this geothermal plant. And we can pause this guy because they're not doing anything. these guys can help pick some of the food. And then this, oh, that's awesome. So they have access to some of the crops up here, so they can help out as well. We have 360, I think that's it, 360, yeah, available wood storage. We can bump that up as needed. This game could use a flood season. I thought they'd add it sometime at least before the full game release. So cool to include anti-flood infrastructure in dams and stuffs. Sanders, you said they think that the trailer alludes to it. Trailer for 1.0. Oh, I haven't even watched the trailer. I read the update, but I didn't get a chance to watch it. It was right before I recorded the last episode of one of the older series that I did. And you guys can probably guess what that is. I haven't touched it in a couple months, but I did the last episode, and now I have 3 maps that I have done the final monument, I guess. So for the Iron Teeth, it's the Earth Repopulator. That just takes so much time, so many resources to get all that. But that video should be out next weekend. Tomorrow is going to be episode 23 of the Road to 1,000 Beavers. So that'll be going up tomorrow morning. So be sure to check that out if you guys want something to do tomorrow. We have 3 vacant jobs. We're just chugging along. Oh, can they not reach this? Ah. We can fix that. So we're already in day 10 of the cycle 3. Okay, I'm a little confused, but that makes sense, I guess. Let's remove this. We are flipping it. And then we're also getting a 3rd water pumper placed down right here. And then we can... I have not utilized copy paste. So let's do this. Remove. We'll just copy both of those. And yeah, so it has the high priority set already. So I need to get more used to using that copy paste tool. It is very helpful, but I'm just not used to it, so it'll take a little bit. No medical beds are being utilized. That is good news. Oh, we have mangrove fruits. We don't have a storage area for those. Let's make those... Let's store them right there, and then move this guy. He is too far away. And then we can have that connect in and set that to mangrove fruits. Because there's a lot of them that are ready to be harvested. We do need to bump these up on the priority list because we need to get some more water collected before the drought, which will probably be, because it normally pops up around day 12-ish, so probably in 5 days. So we need to get our water stores fully filled up. They are almost done getting the smelter constructed though. A little bit short on planks, and that is the last item. So I think it's just a building capacity issue. And oh my goodness, we have so many trees. This guy is doing nothing. But I guess we don't have a lot of vacant jobs, so might as well leave him there. So we got people from all across the globe. We have someone from Poland, and then Sanders, I think you're from Pennsylvania. Yeah, where else are you guys from? So we have the US and Poland right now. We have other countries or states. Yeah, we don't have hollers yet. But we're working on that right now. Ooh. We have the smelter up and running. That is cool. Okay, now we have 5 vacant jobs. Let's do a quick recap. I guess we can look in here. That'll be a little bit easier. We have 2 scavenger flags that are very low. And that's what we wanted. Lumberjack flags, we have 2 that are lower on the workplace priority, and then 2 more that are semi-low. Inventor's hut, we can bump that up to be normal, and then everything else is at normal. Farmhouses, we want both of the foresters higher, same with the gatherer flag. I'll probably bump up a couple more of the farmhouses. Lumber mills, we want one of those up. Well, I'll check which one I want. Inventor's hut, we'll have one that's always going. Scavenger flag, one that's always going. So we'll set this to higher. Oh man. 3 days till the drought. We thankfully have the water pumpers, well, but we only have 200 water, so we're a little bit short. I think what we should do is remove this and then super high prioritize that. We can also chop it down, whatever is fastest, and then get one more water pumper placed down right here. And then I once again forgot to copy paste, but that's fine. What's my main goal for this stream? For this one, I have not played on this map yet. So with every stream and video, end goal is to get either the Earth Repopulator or the, can't remember what it's called for the folktales, but get this. They're called wonders. I want to get the wonder on every single map in the game. And so I have 3 that I've completed so far, but it'll take a while to get all those. So I'm working my way through them. If I can get this one, this will be number 4. But I think I'll have the one in my Road to 1000 Beaver series first, because we are very close to getting that one constructed. So that one will be number 4. I have my Haunted Hollow series. Getting that one would be a 5th one. And then with these 2 live streams, that'd be 6 and 7. So if I could get 7, in the next few months, that'd be pretty cool. There's a lot of series that I have going on now. I have 2 different live stream maps, which this one is new because it's a new update and new map. So wanted to hop on it immediately while it's still fresh, while the hype is still there. And then Road to 1000 Beavers, the series will still go for a while, but I'm almost done getting that wonder constructed. And then the Haunted Hollows series, that one is still going to be a while, because I think I've only done half a dozen or so episodes for that. but I am focusing on Road to 1000 viewers right now. Sand artist, also medical beds now that smelter is up. Yes, we have 2, but I'll definitely need to make more. So that is good to note. We probably have some little 1 deep sections that we can squeeze some medical beds in. But I wanted to kind of look in place. So we can do 2 here. We can lower that on the priority list. We have mangrove fruits ready to be stored. Okay, there we go. 330 water, that's much better. And we have bad water. Wait, when did that start? We have 1. Oh, that's this one. Okay. Looking at it from a different angle. And I'm not sure if you guys notice, but I did change the streaming settings from the previous stream. So now the quality should be coming through a little bit better. Hopefully you guys are noticing that. I did make an update for my recording settings also, so now the quality is much better. So I know I've been doing this for a little bit, but I have not really dove into some of the more specifics on like recording settings. So, and then I'm also using a new editing software for my videos. So it's gonna be a little bit for me to learn, but overall I think it's gonna be much more efficient, produce higher quality videos. And then this upcoming month, November, I'm moving into my new house, but I'm hoping to get videos out once a week, if not every 2 weeks. And then I want to keep streaming like once during the weekends. Saturdays work really well for me, especially in the mornings. Fits into my schedule very well. It looks way better. You appreciate it? Thank you, Sand Artist. I'm glad that it is noticeable. And especially when moving around, it keeps the stream quality pretty good. So a quick check on where we're at. We have 0.8 days until the drought. 6 vacant jobs, which is, we have 2 of them in the scavenger flags and I think 4 of them in the lumberjack flags. So that is perfect. We don't want to increase it above 6. That is totally fine. And oh my goodness, we have so many crops that are ready to be harvested. We also need to start thinking about adding some more fermenters. Oh, is this guy? Oh, he's maxed out. Well, whoopsies. Okay, high priority. Get some storage for this guy. Oh, we're maxed out on planks too. Okay. Let's do this. And we have a surplus of everything at the moment. Let's get some more storage set up. We'll do a couple more for planks. 1 more for planks. We can do wood, but we'll move that somewhere else. We already have 1 for metal blocks. Let's do treated planks for now. And then gears, we are definitely not anywhere close to maxing out on that. Fermented cassavas, we're doing good. But I want to get some more food storage, I think, over here. remove that. We will want to get a large warehouse. Oh, drought started. Let's start. Okay, so another 3-day drought, so we're a little lucky there. We'll pause 3 of them. You know, we'll pause all of them. We'll see how quickly we go through 430 water. This is maxed out. And then this guy is working once again. So now we need to think about getting an engine. We have so many trees. But let's do this. This guy, bump him up. And then we'll mark all these trees to be chopped down. I don't even know if he can reach it all. Oh, he can almost reach it all. If we move this over 1. Oh, he can't work on that. But we have this guy, he'll get all these trees, and then we'll be able to, we can get an engine placed over here. And then I think we need to connect it into the backside. So if we do platform and then a couple power shafts, we only need 2. And then we remove this, and then we can unlock the engine right now. We'll place it back here. And then we'll add in a couple power shafts. Look at that. So it'll be connected in. We'll start getting some water. And then let's see, we'll want to do, let's do floodgates. 150 science, we have enough for it. And then we just need to build our way over here. We can't go quite directly because we have some trees in the way. There's a relic near the drill that would give some science points. A single stair should allow you to reach that. It would help you unlock the sluice. That is true. We have this right here, 200 science. Might as well get it while we're here. And then they can demolish this. And then once they get it, nice little science bump. Yeah, and then for here, yes, sluices, how much is that? 400 science. We'll place those in right here. We have an unemployed beaver. Let's bump that up just to 10. And then I did see we have a homeless beaver. So let's get some more housing set up. We'll go adjacent. Where else do we want houses? I think we'll stick with having them up here. We'll have 2 more, lower these, and then get in a couple paths. And then we'll start focusing on some well-being also. A scratcher. We don't have enough science, and also we don't need to do that quite yet. One thing we can do is get some food storage up here and then double it up. Or we could do food storage up here. And then we can also have, oh, this will be good to have spiral staircase. Because then we can put some more of the rooftop terraces over here. So we could do spiral staircase up one, regular staircase up, and then bada boom, bada bang. But we cannot reach it quite yet, so this will all be, oh, we don't want that to be low. We'll have some more kohlrabi stored over here, more fermented cassavas. How much are irrigation barriers? You think it may be good for the magnolias? Oh yeah. Yeah, those 400 science, but it takes treated planks. Oh, you know what we need to do? This is what we're gonna do. We're doing really good on trees at the moment. Unmark all of these. This guy has not been planting those. He's been busy. He's going to focus on pine right now. And then we'll get the tapper shack. Not yet, but we'll get the tapper shack when seeds have started to grow up. And then we're going to also replace these birch trees since we have a lot of these ones ready. We'll replace these birch trees with more pine trees. And so as these grow up, we'll just continue to place some more down. And he is focusing on those pine trees, so that'll be good. Oh, look at that. Does that not work during a drought? Oh, that sucks. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. Otherwise, it's just like a cheat code to not even have to worry about droughts. Oh, we gotta get this. Look at that, we can't even connect it in. But we should be able to reach this now. Well, let's pause this then, because it doesn't pull up water during a drought. And the drought has ended. We are beginning cycle 4, day 1. And that is where we're going to wrap up today's episode. We got a lot done today. And got to see a lot of you guys in the chat. Some new faces, some familiar ones. I appreciate every single one of you who stopped by, who decided to watch the video, watch the stream. And then thank you again to Sand Artist for becoming a channel member. I appreciate it. Help support the channel out. And with that, I think tomorrow there's going to be a new episode of the Road to 1000 Beavers. Next weekend I would like to stream again. Next Saturday, probably the same time, around 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I'll keep trying to do weekly videos. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be a busy month for me moving into my new house, but if I can make it work, then you know I will. So, thanks everyone for watching, and with that, we'll see you in the next video.